What is up, all you Maskaholics? Mike here, and tonight is the Group A Finals for The Masked Singer. Now, tonight on The Masked Singer, we will have the Snow Owls, the Sun, and the Popcorn. So, let's get started with the clues that we have so far, and then we'll do some pitch correct, courtesy of Joey Contino. So, start with Popcorn. Popcorn so far, starting with the super sneak peek, mirror, mirror on the wall, what makes me biggest miracle of all? Episode 1, hey all you cool corns and cornets. I'm Popcorn, Miss Popcorn if you're tasty. I'm a real sweet corn with a jumbo-sized heart. Straight up, I've built a career around love, but that doesn't mean I'm soft. I'm a hard corn hustler. To get where I am, I've worked long nights, rushing from one job to the next. Eventually, I went from a little puff cutting pictures out of Vogue to jet setting to exotic places with royalty. So while you may think I'm a little cheesy, no, I worked for what I got. Now tonight you better believe I'm ready to get things popping in the spotlight. Now clue 3, episode 3. I picked Popcorn costume because I wanted to step far out of my comfort zone. But my favorite part so far is flirting with Nick, of course. I'm not the only one around here looking like a snack. I wasn't always a healthy treat. When I was a tiny colonel, I suffered from a bizarre condition. I couldn't eat or sleep. I developed severe anxiety and felt like I was in an emotional prison. Until I delved deep into my pop core and found my voice, which led me away from the drama to the other side. Yes, because of my voice, I survived. And tonight I can serve you up another delicious performance. Now some of the visuals. We got a soap opera motif in episode 3's clue package. We saw a hair straightener, hair crimper. We saw Rubik's Cube in episode 1. So we can tell that this is someone from the 80s. And we saw some rainbows, so someone in the LGBTQ community. I believe this to be Taylor Dane. You'll see why when I get the pitch correct. Now, let's do the Snow Owl, shall we? This is the first duo costume. In a super sneak peek, Miss Owl gave the clue. You can try and figure out who we are, but as for who is more talented, it's a tie. Episode 1. Time for a family reunion. He's a prankster, total wise guy. Like, one December, we were working in sunny Hollywood, driving her home, singing Let It Snow. His voice was off-key, and kept begging him to stop. And I kept egging her on until we finally stopped at her nest. It was head-spinning. He had it completely covered in snow. Just wanted to make Christmas extra magical. So what better way to reunite than as snowy owls? So, we saw a barn, country, saw Mr. and Mrs. That was in the episode 1 clue package. In 3, we heard Masked Singer debut was a hoot, and while we loved being the first ever to compete as a pair, wheeling around in a giant egg isn't all it's cracked up to be. Luckily, we've always had each other's backs, like when I was going through a messy breakup and got swept up in an avalanche of emotions. I took his side and was his anchor, despite backlash from our community. When I was in low places, he was my knight in shining armor. I had an opportunity fit for a queen and was too scared to do. But I said, you can do it. Mr. Owl said, you can do it. Miss Owl took the leap of faith, and it was life-changing. Being there for each other has made us super tight. Just not usually this tight. Now let's continue our hunt to be crowned champions. When we get to the pitch correct, you'll figure out my guess. Now the last one in Group A, pardon me, is the sun. This sun knows how to shine like a torch, even during the freezing winter. Torch, Olympics, Winter Olympics. Sun, Clue Package 1. We saw Mickey Mouse ears. We saw them freeze, frozen. That led me to Idina Menzel for a bit. Also led me to Demi Lovato, Christina Aguilera. Rise and shine, friends, and welcome to my solar sanctuary. I've had some extreme seasons in my life. When I sprung into existence, I felt like the center of the universe. So, fame coming to her at a young age. At first, stardom was great, but it was a ton of pressure. The spotlight was scorching and I got burned out. So came I fall into a deep depression. I was frozen, but within the darkness of a quiet place, I transformed into a ray of light. And tonight, I'm springing back to life in this new universe. Sun's out, fun's out! Now, episode 3. Into the woods, she discovered childlike outlets to make life magical, and cooking up tasty treats for like-minded and material girls, burning ugly rumors out of my life. Again, I have a good guess as to who it is, but now, why don't we get into some pitch correct, shall we? Go full screen. There we go.
The second rock from the sun may be far away.
The second rock from the sun may be far away.
Venus.
But it should bring you closer to me.
Now that is definitely Taylor Dane behind the mask of the popcorn.
I can tell you this. I'm definitely not Bjork.
Bjork?
And I'm not Honey Boo Boo.
Not Honey Boo Boo.
I'm not Fabio. I'm not Jack.
I can tell you this. I'm definitely not Bjork.
Bjork.
And I'm not Honey Boo Boo.
Not Honey Boo Boo.
I'm not Fabio. I'm not Jag. I've never been on Jag. I mean, Jag?
Will this magic 8-ball
Okay. Snow Owls, Clint and Lisa Hartman Black.
help you conjure up my identity? Outlook not so high.
Will this magic 8-ball help you conjure up my identity?
Outlook not so high.
Okay, Sun is Leanne Rimes. She performed at the Winter Olympics. She has a Barbie doll in her image. She performed at Disneyland, or Disney World, I don't know. Stardom came to her at a very young age. This is Leanne Rimes.
I just cracked the case. Wide open because this clue has an important porpoise to it.
I just cracked the case. Wide open because this clue has an important porpoise to it.
Okay. Crocodile, definitely Nick Carter. Porpoise, Miami Dolphins, or it could be SeaWorld Orlando.
Light as a feather, heavy on clues. This should help you not confuse.
Light as a feather, heavy on clues. This should help you not confuse.
This is definitely Tori Kelly. Seahorse is definitely country singer Tori Kelly.
I appreciate it, Nick. I love a bedtime story, and I'm an open book. So, Ken, you should know exactly who I am.
I appreciate it, Nick. I love a bedtime story, and I'm an open book. So, Ken, you should know exactly who I am.
I'm still thinking this is Tara O. Owens. I'm seeing Michael B. Jordan as the whatchamacallit too, but I don't think it's Michael B. Jordan. I think this is Tara Owens. because in the master clue list, we see that our Masked Singers have 5 Super Bowl appearances between them. And Terrell Owens appeared in, I think, 45, Super Bowl 45, in Super Bowl 39, so that would account for 2. Mark Sanchez appeared in 50. So we have we would have 3 Super Bowl appearances accounted for. If this is Terrell Owens.
Got clues. This baby bottle should get your wheels turning. Got clues. This baby bottle should get your wheels turning.
I still think this is Taye Diggs, the doctor from Rent. I'm seeing Leslie Odom Jr., that Medicine Ball 3/11/18, 3 musicals, 11 plays, 18 years on Broadway. I don't know. Group C.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but it makes for a pretty sweet clue.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but it makes for a pretty sweet clue.
Mushroom, Billy Porter.
If you can earn your stripes and pounce on this clue,
If you can earn your stripes and pounce on this clue,
I'm starting to think now that this is Olympian Michaela Maroney. I don't know. I'm gonna toss it between Michaela Maroney and Gabby Douglas.
take this clue for a spin, and you may land on my identity if you're lucky.
Take this clue for a spin, and you may land on my identity if you're lucky.
Okay. And Broccoli, I believe it to be Paul Anka. Saw the anchor in his last clue package. We saw that Big Cheese, Frank Sinatra. He worked with Frank Sinatra. And I believe this is Paul Anka. Anyway. Let's get my video capture back up. Come on. There we go. Leave a comment down below as to who you think is behind each of the masks. And I will be back with a full recap of the Group A finals next time. Rock on, Maskaholics! Rock on!